Hello everyone, my name is Maddie. You can also follow me on Instagram at rollerpeachteacher. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to change or install your trucks on your roller skates. Let's get started. You are going to need your Powerdyne Y3 tool. You could also use any kind of skate tool you can find online. You could use a Y4. Really, the two things that you're going to be needing today are going to be your 9/16 inch wrench and then also your 1/2 inch wrench. So we're not going to be messing with your sort of toe stop wrench side, just those two skate tools here. So you could use any kind of skate tool you can, but I like to use my trusty Y3. You're also going to need whatever trucks you are changing into. I'm going to be changing into these beautiful 4-inch penny trucks that I found on social media. You can find them used a lot of the time. You can find them sometimes new on places like eBay. You just kind of have to keep an eye out. They've been sold out on the actual penny website for a long time, but I found mine on social media, so this is what I'm changing into. And then obviously you are going to need your skates. So let's do it. For a kind of good visual of before and after, I'm switching from the standard SureGrip aluminum trucks that come with the aluminum plate. So you can see I have the aluminum plate on my Moxis. I'm going to be switching out of this truck and into the big 4-inch pennies. So those wide trucks are really good if you're doing a lot of park skating, if you like to do jumps, 50-50 grinds, any of those kinds of things that might involve coping, or just more balance. Wider trucks are going to be better for that. So that is why I'm switching into the penny trucks. You might be just upgrading into a different truck that's not any wider. You might be wanting to go up to a 3-inch or a 4-inch truck like me. So let's get started. Let me show you how to do that. I'm going to start by taking my Y3 tool. I'm going to use the 9/16 inch wrench, and I'm going to use that to take off these two nuts. So when I do that, I'm going to go lefty-loosey. And you could start by doing your wheels. I like to take my trucks off first and then get started on the wheels. So that's just personal preference. You can always do the second half of this video and then come back to this part for the trucks. But again, lefty-loosey to take that nut off. And I like to just get it started with the tool, and then I just use my fingers. There's that nut. I'm gonna set that down. Once I have the nut off the top, I like to wiggle my trucks just to get the cushion nice and loose. Sometimes it gets a little stuck on there if you've been skating on it for a while. And then I take my cushion and the cap off. I take the truck off, and I leave that bottom cushion on. That one's not going anywhere. Okay, same thing on the other one, 9/16, lefty-loosey. Pressing away with my fingers. Wiggle the cushion, truck off, and that's it. Easy peasy. So from there, we need to go ahead and put the new ones on. So I'm going to take my penny truck. I'm going to put the circular part onto the cushion, and I'm going to insert this little tip into the smaller cushion right here. So we're going to go on and in. I'm going to kind of press that down. The penny truck is a good bit thicker than the trucks that I was used to. Got nice and oily there. Get to feel like a little mechanic. Okay, and then in the same order that I took things off, I'm going to take my cushion and my top cap. I'm going to get that nut started, and I'm going to make sure that I'm using the small side on top. So you can see there's that kind of rounded top that's a little smaller. That's gonna stay facing up. So I got that started with my fingers. I'm gonna use the same 9/16 inch wrench. I'm gonna go righty-tighty this time because we're installing. So to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. And when I'm doing this, I like to just kind of feel out how tight I want this to be. I want there to be a little bit of wiggle room so that it's responsive to my turn. So I just do that by kind of pulling at my truck left and right. I like to see that there's a little bit of wiggle, but not so much that I'm gonna go like flying one way while I'm skating. So, you know, leave yourself a little bit of wiggle room there, but make sure that you also are not so loose that you have no control. So there's one truck. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other, same exact step. Circle end down, put the little pin into the cushion there. We're gonna push our cushion and our cap on top. we're gonna get our nut started, small side up, take my tool, 9/16, righty-tighty. For your wheels, you'll see right now I'm using the Grindstone Smoke Show wheels. I have them in BB Pink and I love them. They're great. They're very similar to the Moxi Fun Days. I also love the Fun Days. I had those for a long time in the teal. So they're both awesome wheels, great for the park, very good, smooth 92A wheels. So I have Bones Red bearings on the inside, and the way that I'm gonna get those off is by using my 1/2 inch tool. So we're gonna use this. Same rule, you're gonna go lefty-loosey. And again, I just like to get it started, and I use my fingers, I cheat. Take that off, grab your wheel, that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and take them all off, then put them all on. Easy peasy, lefty-loosey. Off goes the nut, off comes the wheel. Next. Okay, now that I have all of my wheels off, I need to put all of my wheels back on. So I'm gonna put one at a time, get it on my new truck. I'm gonna take my screw, my nut, same kind of thing here, little side up, if you can see that. Beautiful, look how greasy I am. Ew! We're gonna go righty-tighty onto that beautiful screw. We're gonna take our 1/2 inch, righty-tighty, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. And I like to just kind of feel this out. You're looking for two things. You wanna make sure that you cannot hear that click. So you're gonna tighten until you can't hear that click, but you wanna also make sure that your wheel is not stopping on its own. So now you can see I don't have a click, and when I spin my wheel, it keeps spinning. That's good. That's how you want your wheel to feel. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that on all my others. Hopefully I'll come across one that's gonna show you what it's like for it to kind of stop on its own, and you don't want that. So again, screw on, to the right, to the right, to the right. Let's just see what happens when it's too tight. So you see how that stopped itself? That's too tight. You're gonna wanna make sure that your wheel is able to spin freely. There really shouldn't be any moment where it just stops spinning. So there's that. I tightened it or loosened it like less than half of a full turn. Still no click, that's good to go. Let's do our very last one. Here's our wheel, on the axle, nut goes on. Bless you. My dog is sneezy today. To the right, to the right. There it is. A little bit of a click. I'm gonna tighten it just a teeny. Boop. That was probably too much. Nope, just right. Perfect, and there you go, you guys. Now you have all 4 of your trucks installed. You have all 8 of your wheels. Your skates are looking sexy and beautiful like mine are. I said sexy on camera. I'm a teacher of 8th graders. That's it. Look at those. Yes, they are beautiful. You are a mechanic. You can feel very proud of yourself. When you go to sleep tonight, you can feel like you did some great hard work. And that is it. You now know how to change your trucks and your wheels all on your own. I hope that you take your skates and go skating. Go somewhere that brings you joy. Do a cool trick. Record it, don't record it, do it for yourself. But yeah, drop a comment if you want to learn how to paint the soles of your skates. I just did mine and they are like this beautiful iridescent pink now. They just give me all of the most beautiful vibes that I've ever wanted to feel in my life. So yeah, drop a comment if you want to learn how to do that. Otherwise, now you know how to change your trucks and your wheels. Leave a like if you liked this video, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at rollerpeachteacher. That's me. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.